So, who would have thought? Who would have thought that we're in a world full of giants, and now we are in the Elbath arc, guys. The Elbath arc. Here we are, and we're about to. It's about to get more deep into it, but One Piece chapter 1128, titled RPG. Anyways, the chapter already starts off where we left off. It's just Nami is in Sanji's arms, and Sanji's carrying Nami. So Sanji ends up saying, basically, there's too many dudes for this to be a dream. Knowing Sanji, and Nami's like, what the hell are you even talking about? What does that mean? And Sanji immediately says, just, well, in that case, let's fly. And he does fly. Basically jumping off the castle. It was like castle top, maybe? The castle of Legos. There you go. He jumps off the table, off the castle of Legos. That's what he does. And he says, careful, this place is falling apart. I woke up on the other end of town, as someone was saying, Zoro too. So Zoro speaks up and just said, I heard a noise and followed it after we were beating up a rabbit. And so you remember last chapter I said, oh, it's just, so basically what Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji has been doing since they got into this world where Nami and Usopp is basically trapped. So what have they been doing ever since they been there? And to answer that, well, we have it right here. We found this goof beating up on a big rabbit, which that was Luffy, and I'm guessing what the end result was. Well, you already know what Luffy did. I mean, he beat up a god, and now he ate the rabbit. He ate a god. So I don't know what that's going to do. What's the consequence of eating a god, a giant ear rabbit god? Don't know what the name of that god said god is, or if it's that important to the Hellbath art, but we'll see. We'll see what's about to happen. Anyways, Zoro says, I continues, or Luffy says, you could have taken that cat Leon lion thing, right, Usopp? Usopp just ends up telling him, say, hell no, I can't take that thing on. Last chapter, Usopp, to be fair to him, I mean, he was stuck in the jaw of that damn thing, and he's not strong like Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, Jinbei, Frankie. Usopp said, here's where I'm at. Our threads resemble what the warriors of Elbath are always wearing, but there's no way they have clothes that fit us. So that is strange. So I brought up saying, oh, this right here, this doesn't fit us. Somebody must have put it on us when we got into this world that Usopp he was saying about. So he continues that Zoro says, besides, this area is too vast anyways, too vast. And then Luffy, typical Luffy, and say, how about we just go straight into town and see who we can talk to and any of that. And Sanji says it right there, said, the others don't seem to be here. And Sanji says, oh, the rest of the Straw Hats are not here, basically. So you got Brooke, Robin, Frankie, and Jinbei. You don't got them with you. Nor standard Straw Hats for the rest join. But you got the main people here, right? Yeah. Anyways, it goes to say that Nami came to a conclusion that this isn't Elbath guarantee. This Elbath could have been gigantic. So basically, this isn't Elbath. So Naomi's conclusion is she thinks that everybody has been gigantified, meaning increased in size, but she doesn't know that. Now some people, one of Straw Hats says, let's just ask about them in town. And Luffy, typical Luffy, just said, oh, well, this will be a venture. But But all of a sudden, something comes out of nowhere. A person comes out of nowhere riding a cricket similar to how Davon, wherever his name is, the guy that's the leader of the fisherman, flyers, wherever the hell the name is, or where the hell it was. Now this guy is riding a cricket, and this cricket looks damn near menacing. Looking at this panel, like this cricket looks like it shouldn't be messed with, and he has a Viking riding it, and he has a weird tattoo to his side. Look, it's a weird tattoo. Let's just say that because it's, I don't know if that's important or not, but the guy speaks up and says, "Hello there, you must be newcomers." And Luffy speaks up and says, "Oh man, a grasshopper and that's." And the guy says, Sanji and Nami both back up real far from him. He said, "No way, nuh-uh, keep that damn thing away. Keep that bug away from me." And this bug is, I don't know how big that damn grasshopper is, but let me just tell you, that damn thing is menacing. Or is a menace, there you go. Look at that, holy shit. It's radiating JoJo Bizarre Adventure symbols thing. And one of them says, "Who are you, old timer? Where is this place? Do you know where our crewmates at or friends?" And the rest of the giant warrior pirates, they don't say that, but Luffy just typically says, "Hey, do you know where we at and the rest of our crew at?" The guy says, "My apologies, but I'm in a rush, so I can't stay and chat," as he says. But he does say a couple warnings or a couple advices, gives him an explanation. "Just remember, this vast land belongs to the sun god." Luffy said god, even though he ate a god and beat up and ate a god is what Luffy did. So there you go. And Sanji cooked it for him. And Zoro helped too, but I don't know if he helped not to kill the giant rabbit god, but we don't know that. Anyways, even Big Stein Castle, which I help maintain, is the domain of the deities like the Great Iskot or Iskot. So somebody did live in that castle, and this guy right there helped built it. And the guy says, to put it simply, this is the land of gods. Anyways, as the mention of oh lord, you have Nami given the side eye, they're guilty. You see it in the anime when they do this. And Usopp is like, everybody knows what they did and what they fucked up on. So Nami even knows too in her head and really knows what's going on. So they're like, well, shit, I think we fucked up here, guys. Now then the guy says, now I must be off. The new god must be starving by now. All that uproar over the air god being burned really delayed me. So that's the full story. So not only did they beat up the the rabbit, but Jesus Christ, guys, learn to restrain yourselves and assess the situation. So the ear god being burned really delayed me. If you're hungry, head to the town for some fodder rations. So Nami's getting that side eye where they messed up. So Usopp, before Luffy says anything to make the situation even more further and worse and made an enemy out of, Usopp with great timing, which I can't thank him enough. I think you don't give Usopp much respect, but this man knows how to react fast when a situation is about to take a danger to their adventure. So he immediately covers their mouth, Luffy's mouth, before he says anything that might get them in trouble or further worsen the situation they're already in. So that's what Usopp is covering Luffy's mouth. Zoro off to the side is whistling. So is Zoro, Sanji, and Nami, unfortunately, because they're like this and whistling. They know what they did. Zoro even knows what he did, surprisingly. Sanji knows definitely what he did, because he's the one that contributed to killing the rabbit, cooking it, Come on, guys, restrain yourselves. Old guy speaks up. Also, and he also tells them a warning. Heed this warning. Do not follow this road. This rabbit guardians protect the sun god's temple beyond that point. No one has ever ventured past there and returned to tell the tale. And the number one thing that he messed up on, he said, that warning, take it back immediately. As Nami said, just take it back. Wait a minute, don't you say that phrase. And while missing the beat, Luffy's like, you know what, adventure time, bye. And typical Luffy does. Bomb rushes off without saying it. Darn thing. He said, what? As Usopp says, which is unfortunately that Luffy went off. And then Usopp says, thanks a lot, Gramps. He's what'd I do? Anyways, Nami hits him with the sorry about this and winks. And old guy's, oh. Zoro gets a little bit at face like a challenge. Rabbit Guardians, huh? Never fought one of those before. This will be interesting. And they're gods, by the way. So, remember the old man said this is the land of gods. So, what they're in right now is basically Asgard, which Sanji speaks says that you and Luffy basically enable each other at this point. Don't you ever think things through? As Sanji yells at Zoro. Old guy finally realizes, which don't know what took him so long to piece everything together. And he says, what the hell happened to the castle? As he looked back in shock, because the castle is crumbling basically. Well, bits and pieces here and there. And you just see Luffy runs off. And as he says, that this place reeks of adventure as he makes a beeline. And Usopp says, did you hear him? He said there are rabid guardian gods. And typical Luffy just like, oh, well, if we facing gods, we already beat one of them. Well, Luffy already killed one of them and ate him. So there you go. And then as soon as Luffy keeps running, he runs and now slams into a glass. He slams into a glass, which that crash or slam cracks a bit and then makes bigger cracks, which expands greatly. And which that broke something. Well, I don't know if that's it's glass. Because it looks wooden to me. But Luffy slams into it. And Usopp just, or Sanji says, oh, you just broke the damn sky. And basically, Luffy, holy shit. The sky is falling. Anyway, Luffy gets hurt by that. And he's like, ah, damn. And then everybody says, what the hell is this? And they stumble upon a room that's full of contraptions. You see books, gloves, and more Legos on the floor, like typical Legos. And then you see plants and pots in Legos. Unfortunately, look, this has to be a devil fruit. It has to be. Ain't no way. Anyways, they notice they can't still be on this ship because it's impossible, and this isn't any like the cabins they had, which I don't know if we explored have we explored? Comment down below if you think we explored the giant warrior pirate ship yet. Because I'm pretty sure I know they are in Elbath because your Dressel is the Tree of Life has been shown multiple times in the panel. And I don't know if they haven't went to that giant tree. I'm surprised Luffy didn't go make a beeline to that damn tree. I'm surprised. Very surprised, actually. Because usually when Luffy would see something in a big tree, he will immediately climb, go see what the hell's so big about that tree. Come on now. Common sense. It's Luffy. Anyways, yeah, one of them, Usopp, noticing, hey, this a wire. What's up with this wire netting? And they all notice this. Unfortunately, what's Chopper doing there? So it's not just Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, Nami, Usopp. Chopper's in that too, which, if you actually think about it, that is weird. So you got Chopper in this, and it looks like he's been chained up. Unfortunately, he's in the cage and chained up. Not chained up, and with a collar. Don't know what type of collar it is, but holy moly! I'm glad to see you again. And Chopper leaps into Nami's arms, There, Chopper. Everything's gonna be okay. Chopper says the collar was made of steel and I couldn't get it off, so it was a collar. So he was chained up too. I was sure I was going to die. And then Nami speaks so say, you owe me for this hug. Nami, come on, you was just scared a couple last chapter. How could you say that? Dora says, this is clearly a giant's room, so what's with all the human-sized clothing? We must have been dressed up like dolls. And that's cold. You were scared earlier too. Still, this is some fine craftsmanship. This sun god must be very skilled. So, anyways, Luffy says something. There's so many of these blocks, Lego blocks, as Luffy says. The whole country was made out of them. That explains the horrible scent from when we were grilling up the rabbit. Don't know if... Okay, so, to be fair, he says from when we were grilling up that explains the horrible scent. That the whole country was made out of them. So I don't know if that includes the rabbit that they grilled up and killed. You still killed a god. Come on now. Can't stay out of trouble. All you gotta do is knock it out and done nothing. There you go. But instead you killed it. So what can you do, right? Anyways, it must have been all the plastic burning. And Sanji also said, hey, check it out. From here, the view is never ending. So right now, as where Luffy cracked the screen, his hand was running and slammed into the glass or wherever that was. And right now they're seeing the tree of life in front of them. Don't know why they did not went to that place first, but that's just weird, right? Anyway, so wait, it's see-through now. It's like normal glass on this end. What kind of magic mirror is this, basically? Anyways, Sanji, get it together, man. Sanji basically just says to Nami, so I volunteered to clean the ladies' room on this ship. Zoro says the same thing too. So what kind of sick hobby is this, basically? So Usopp said, well, maybe there's a giant on this ship that likes animals and blocks in this world and likes the world build. But if he does that, then why is there giant human beings or giants in this world, right? And this has to be a devil fruit at work. I'm gonna keep saying that because that's what it is. If it's not, then what do you think it is? It can't just be instantly transported, or just had a thought, or not accidentally, but transported the Straw Hats, the ones that are stuck in that world. In the Lego world, he's probably like, oh shit, well, might as well transport them. There's more people, might as well keep doing it. That's probably the god's ability. There you go. Anyways, it goes back and says, well, Nami just says, well, how can you be so sure that this isn't what, you know? And Chopper says, well, we should just escape and where the others are and basically find out where we are, which is bad enough, but all of a sudden something pops up behind Usopp. Snake appeared, or serpent, a giant serpent appears out of nowhere, and Sanji, not Sanji, but Usopp, Nami, and Chopper all scream like, it's like, oh shit! And not missing a beat, Luffy hops in Gear 5th and start whooping on the serpent, which knocks out the serpent immediately. Then giant rats come out of nowhere, 3 giant rats, and a hawk, or no, it looks like a hawk or a bird comes out of nowhere. But at the end of the day, so we got the rats, crow, snake, and to some conclusion, they all like, oh, well, shit, don't tell me that these are the rapid guardians, god guardians that's guarding this temple, right? So how is it, but one of them says, how the hell is this a temple? Which, right? But then you start walking, a mysterious figure starts walking towards where Luffy's crew is at right now, which they are in a workshop, looks like. He starts walking down, and the mysterious guy says, hey, don't play around, guys. This ain't a playground, so cut it out. If you don't finish them off before the sun god gets here, and then guy said, wait, Luffy, that's overkill. Hey, I'm not the one who busted the fireplace and let the flames spread. He beat up on every single guardian in this temple, basically. So, unfortunately, but they made a bee after Luffy did all that. They make a beeline out the wherever the hell this thing is, or wherever the hell they are at. Make a beeline, make an exit. All of a sudden, they encounter this very same thing that Zoro, Luffy, and Sanji jumped. All three of them jumped on before, which was the cat. Which the cat is pissed and mad, which you just see the bandages on his head and on his tail and all over the place, of course, because it was bad enough. And very end of the chapter, it says, how dare you to follow my beloved country? Someone says, the sun god has incensed. So, in the chapter, which was unfortunate, but holy moly. So basically, everybody, oh yeah, the sun god, not sun god, but Luffy, basically, I guess they beat up on the cat so badly that it gave him a ride. What? That's how it was overkill. This cat used to be fearsome, but now it's beating and crying. Damn it. Anyway, it also said another thing. The adventure never slows down. Unfortunately, right? Anyways, chapter end. Wow. Final thoughts on this. So Luffy did kill a god, which was unfortunate for that god. So I guess that's saved him from trouble. But as for what the old man said too, on top of that, he said, "Oh, you're basically in the world of the land of gods, basically. So you're not You're in the world of. You're basically in Asgard, which I don't know what that translates to. But hopefully we get to see other forms of gods and goddesses. So if Luffy killed the rabbit ear god, which I'm pretty sure he did, so is that one of many gods he killed? Maybe not. I don't know. This chapter is really out there. But one thing's for sure, the Lambs of Gods is basically Asgard. Yeah. So that's fun. This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be interesting. I'm more invested in this particular arc, but the surrounding things what Luffy's and his crew is doing. So it's one thing which I'm still conflicted. Here's the thing too about this chapter. Have they not noticed the big tree, or did they decide, oh, this isn't important right now? We're just not focused on that right now. It's more like we're more focused on adventure and trying to get the hell out of there. It's mostly Nami that's trying to get the hell out of there, and Chopper and Usopp. It's mostly those three. But as for Sanji, Zoro, and Luffy's case, well, you already know how they are. What else? They encountered a guy with a grasshopper motorcycle. That damn thing is already menacing. Holy moly. I mean, that thing should not be messed with. That's all I can say. But if you like this video, subscribe and like and comment down below if you think the Straw Hats should have went to the Tree of Life. Yggdrasil. And thanks again, and see you next adventure. Laters.